Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on NowMedia Television. And we're going to talk a little bit about grants today with our good friend Nora. Nora, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm better. I'm, talking off camera. You say it's getting a little chilly up there in Chicago. It's getting to be that time of year, huh?
Yes, yes. We're not so excited about the cold. I love fall. I wish that I can stay for a longer time, but we'll see.
I know. That's the one part I miss about living up north. I miss the fall. So, all right, well, let's talk a little bit about grants. What types of businesses, especially for-profit businesses, can go apply for grants?
So mostly all businesses can. Actually, there are grants available for every type of business, and mostly like through SBA. So there's like multiple type of grants over there. So what happens, like it depends on your business. You go to the person who's gonna look for grants, and they can find out what's available for you, and then you go from there. But yeah, mostly through SBA.
So what size grants are we looking at? Are we talking about 1,000, 2,000? Are we talking 20, 30? How big can these grants be?
Oh, so you have actually anywhere between like 1,000 and you can get 100 of 1,000 and more. It depends on what you're gonna do and where you get it from. And also some organization and some you can get like grants from other sources, not only SBA, but it depends. For example, there is grants for women businesses that
Mm.
is like 10,000 a month where you apply and then you you can be picked for 10,000. That is not from SBA, that's like from a woman organization. So there are like multiple. You just have to know where can you fit, and it's always advised to work with someone who's actually specialized with grants, so you can see what's available for you, what can you apply for in order to be qualified.
Well, awesome, awesome. Well, how can a business, assess its readiness for grants? So let's say I want one. How do I know I'm ready?
So we get back to your financials with that. So like any other funding, so grants, yeah, people say it's free money. It is kind of free, but not free. So it is, you don't have to pay it back, but you have to report it, and you have to show good financials. You have to show that you are in compliance, so you're good with taxes, in a good standing with federal, state, and city. Your payroll taxes is paid. Everything looks fine. You have to have a business plan, just like applying for a loan, just like applying for a line of credit. Same thing with grants. You have to have those financials clear and ready all the time. So when the opportunity comes, you are right there ready. You don't have to do anything other than submitting those information. And of course, sometimes you have to do some application. Most of the time you have to do some applications, but you have to do some paperwork for the grants. But if you are ready with your financials, ready with your business plan, ready with your being in compliance, then you have no problem to complete any application and just be ready to go.
Well, cool. Like, do you have a checklist of all the things we need to get together?
Yeah, so like mostly these I work with a grant writer. I don't write grants myself,
Mm.
but I do help people to get ready, and I work with a grant writer. She's my partner, not in business. She has her own business, but we work together when people want grants. So we work together in that. I do the financial part, and she does the grants part, like applying for grants, guide them on what grants that available for them.
Okay, so let's say I follow your advice and I follow your friend's advice and we do everything right and we get the grant. How does a grant impact my tax situation?
So grant is money income. So you have to pay taxes on the grants. Now, I don't want people to be confused like, oh, I'm getting a loan, I'm paying a tax on loan. No, taxes on loans you have to pay back. So this is not taxable, so tax free. But grants, you don't have to return this money. So majority of time they are taxable. If like most of the time they're taxable. Like you have to really, it has to be really some specification. If it's not, it has to say. But other than that, like it is taxable. So it's just revenue to your business. So you have to account for that. When you put your application, you have to make sure you account for taxes.
No, I get it. That sounds like that sounds really interesting there. So what kind of things can I get grants for? Is it, I know non-for-profits that are going for grants, and I know of other businesses that are going for grants, research grants and stuff like that. But if I'm just that local small business owner here in Houston, how do I get that grant? What kind of things can I get grants for?
So you can actually get grants for anything, like for operation, for expanding the team, for hiring more people, for marketing. You can just get grants for almost everything, but it depends on what grants you are looking for. So, you can find grants for almost everything, and you can find grants from the state level as well. So there's certain grants available at certain times of the year. So you just have to work with your grants specialist to make sure that you are aware of everything. But you can get grant for pretty much anything.
So it's just, so I got to actually be as a business owner, I actually got to look at grants as a potential strategy for growth. Is that something that could really help me?
Yes, and it is actually free money. What's better than having free money, right? I'm all with like getting all the funds you need, because if you want to grow, you want to have that cash flow flowing. Of course, you have to monitor it very well. And when you do the grants, if you actually said when you're in your budget, you are spending this money here on marketing, for example, or on staff, you have to spend that amount of money for the category you mentioned. You cannot just like use it for something else. So you have to be really monitoring everything you said, because you have to do reporting with grants, because you're not returning this money.
So will we get like audited on the grant usage?
Sometimes, yeah, it depends on the grants.
Okay. So what else do we got to look at for financial documentation? Besides the business plan, my P&L statement, what else, is there anything else that can come up and bite us that we're not looking for when we get ready to apply for a grant?
So there are some licenses you want to have, like through SBA or something else. Like it depends where you're going. Like you have to register sometimes with stamps.gov. All of these places, it depends on what type of grant you are looking for. So the grant consultant will actually walk you through it, and they can help you do that and apply for those grants and get those certification and registration that you require to do um, uh, in place in order to be qualified for a type of grant you're applying for. So there's nothing, it's different for every place, like based on the funder.
Awesome. So if people want to contact you and talk to you a little bit more in detail, how do they get a hold of you, Nora?
So they can go to my website, Nourasbooks.com. That's NOURASBOOKS.com, and they can go to contact us, and they can book a call on my calendar.
Awesome. That's awesome. I actually saw you pop across my LinkedIn feed last night. Were you like doing an event last night?
Yeah, actually, so I have this coaching program, like 12-month coaching program for nonprofits to help them build their donor base. So we have 2 group coaching calls a month. So I just actually finished that call last night, and then I so energized after the call. So I went live for 10 minutes, but we do that two times a month. So we have like Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, but not every Wednesday. We choose 2 Wednesday. We send the schedule every month, and then we discuss. I help them grow. Like for example, now I help them prepare for Giving Tuesday. Help them with any question, any challenges they have while growing their nonprofits.
No, that's awesome. I'm telling you, business owner, if you're there, you're a nonprofit, you want to go a little bit of help, got to go get on Nora's call. So thanks a lot for being with us today, Nora.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you next time. This is Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television. We'll be back with more right after this.